The busy freeways of Los Angeles, a hallmark of this sprawling metropolis. And with tip-off.
Hey, Kevin, the Clippers.
There's been a transformation here in L.A. There is no doubt about that. D.A., thank you. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the small forward position. And it's Beverley missing. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks.
And Smitty, you know what Pat Beverley is going to bring every night. A fearless, ferocious, at times almost sociopathic level of intensity. And this guy just does not take a possession off.
You know, he's one of those guys I would have to question even playing with him. He plays so hard. I know I hate playing against him. Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
The drive by Doncic. Leonard with the steal. We're about 1 minute into the first. Outside for George. And it's George finishing it off.
And with those long strides, it takes Paul George no time to get to the rim.
Doncic finds Richardson. Stolen by Beverley. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. And he lays it straight in.
Tremendous effort getting the steal, then getting the ball up the court.
You know what? We see this time and time again. Turnovers lead to a break, and then points at the other end.
Richardson against Beverley. Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And George kicks to Leonard. Back to George. For the 3. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Batum. And stolen by Richardson. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. And that one drops for him.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
In the corner, George with it. Leonard dishes to George. From the stripe, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. George has got 6. And midway through the season, some players going above and beyond. And Steve, is that contract year boost a myth, or is it a real thing?
Hey, Kevin, it is a real thing. You see guys more focused. You see guys that's usually not on time. On that contract year, you see guys on their best behavior, and you see some of their best play on the court overall.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverley. Then for the Mavericks, Johnson, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Dallas moving it around. The 3 for Doncic. Stolen by George. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. George with the ball. Another one falls for the Clippers.
In case anyone was wondering, this is what it looks like when you're in the zone. He hasn't missed one all quarter.
Runs in the pass to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And what a luxury to run pick and rolls with Porzingis. He can roll to the basket or pop out for that jump shot.
On the wing, Morris. There's the call on James Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for the Clippers. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for George. Dallas also making some changes. Cauley Stein comes in for Porzingis. And it's Powell in for Luka Doncic.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Just throw it up there. Trill Will's going to take care of the rest.
Williams kicks to Jackson. Powell against Morris. Now the pass to Kennard. Shot clock at 6. It's rebounded by Dallas. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Yeah, and in that game, you see how they built out this roster, acquiring role players who can step up when needed.
And a strong bench gives you the flexibility to bring someone in and exploit a certain matchup.
Jackson with the bounce pass. 26 seconds left in the first quarter. Nobody near Williams. And the Clippers miss again. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. To the inside. Here's Kennard. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. He now... And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes for young players.
This game, it's
Greg, you know this, it takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
And they took advantage of some careless ball handling, some careless passing. You have to be more careful around these guys.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, we've got Tim Hardaway Jr. Marjanovic is out there with Johnson. Then there's Cauley Stein, and it's Brunson in at the 1, catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubac, and it's Batum in for Lou Williams. Johnson, a wide open look. They get it back. Great positioning on the putback. Cauley Stein's got the lead up to 4 now for Dallas.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Outside, Batum. That one's not going to go. Cauley Stein with the defensive effort. Hardaway kicks to Brunson. From the arc. The rebound by Ibaka.
There was a mix-up defensively. Left him all alone. He just couldn't hit it.
And as he gets deeper into his career, Serge Ibaka's shooting continues to improve. What a great job he's done of changing how he scores.
It's very impressive because a late bloomer Serge Ibaka has been on the offensive end. Let's look at last season, his highest point per game average, and he's in his 11th NBA season. And still has great efficiency on the offensive end, but sometimes he's overlooked as a scorer on this team.
Clippers trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Batum against Johnson. Here's Ibaka. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Batum with the steal. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Morris. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And it's Dallas the other way. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
Not a close contest either the last time they got together. Everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
Great scoring output from that second unit. Such a luxury to have that extra ammunition.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for Morris. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. Doncic with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. Here's Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Porzingis has got the lead back up to 4 now for the Mavs. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. The shot by George, wide open. It's good on the putback.
When shots go up, one thing about Ibaka, he gets to the right place at the right time.
Now, Doncic. He's averaging just around 28.5 points a game. So many offensive skills in his toolkit.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
It just shows you the versatility. This guy can do a lot of different things for you. Woo-wee.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
And he hits it to tie the game up. George has got 14.
So far, George's competitive play has worked well. He's getting just about everything to fall.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
For the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. And it's Patterson in for Nicholas Batum. And Dallas with a change here, too. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber.
When your bigs can make free throws, it's a huge advantage. Love his approach to getting to the line.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Floats one. Zubac, the tip in on the offensive rebound. Zubac has got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one. The first free throw is good.
And at 7-3, Porzingis could have been just another big, but he defies expectations. He's got such an impressive array of abilities.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then...
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2. There was no stopping Kristaps Porzingis in the first half. He had 12 points and 2 rebounds.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Ibaka is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Beverley in at the point.
Common occurrence for Leonard. Once he makes his way to the rim, Kawhi levels up.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in LA, but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
They get it back. Ibaka, it counts. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Here's Porzingis. The Clippers grab the miss. Ibaka's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Serge Ibaka. And Morris subbed in for Nicholas Batum. And then for Dallas, Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic.
Boy, you could see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
Yeah, the reason is they tied it up, but it took a lot of focus and a lot of energy. We'll see if they can sustain this effort.
Cauley-Stein, a serviceable shooter at the line. Let's see if he can make them count.
And that one falls for Cauley-Stein. If you go step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this era at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that more than anything allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. I probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball. A different look for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. And James Johnson is subbed in for Maxi Kleber. Brunson the pass to Powell. Back to Brunson. Fires for 3. That shot no good. And the Clippers will come the other way. Outside Leonard. Back to Morris. To the middle for the lead. Leonard, no luck. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Dallas Mavericks. They lead by 1. Richardson against Kennard. Richardson dishes to Johnson. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And so they foul intentionally. Dallas making a switch here. Marjanovic is checked in. Brunson against Williams. High post, Zubac. Back to Williams. Up and in on the layup. Williams has got his first points of the game.
Despite having a small frame, this is a big part of Lou Williams' game. Taking it up strong inside.
Brunson kicks to Powell. And the rejection by Zubac. Powell with the steal. From 11 feet away, and misses it off the right side of the rim. The Clippers in the lead. Now, here's Kennard. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Leonard against Richardson. Clock at 4. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
With Kawhi, you love his talent, but just as important, you love the basketball IQ and work ethic.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Marcus Morris. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Runs in the pass to Powell. He gets it in there. Powell's got his second bucket.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
From deep, George. And no good. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Clippers lead by 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Very unselfish. If you appreciate teamwork, this is the kind of play that will get you up out of your seat.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Dwight Powell. Doncic out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And there's Porzingis, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
Out to Doncic. Here's Finney-Smith. Outside, Porzingis. Basket counts.
Keep getting it to this man. I mean, once Porzingis catches fire, there is no putting that out.
George passes to Mann. And George, here we go. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
And the Mavericks call time here.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. And then for Dallas, Johnson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Richardson in for Trey Burke. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. He was very fired up. He said, look, this is going to be a big win for us. We close this out, and we'll show the rest of the league who we are.
The all-around game Paul George possesses is so special. His versatility is what makes him so valuable.
And he comes up with the deuce. And the Mavericks lead by 1.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Beverly against Richardson. And George, here we go, inside. Here's Ibaka. Good work there as it goes.
You see the strength Ibaka's added over the years, that time converting through contact, going to the line.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Batum's checked in.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in LA with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Here's Richardson, and a slam dunk by Richardson.
You see the mentality of Josh Richardson. Be aggressive and leave no doubt.
George passes to Batum. Outside for George. No good with the triple.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the 2nd pick in the 2017 draft. That or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Outside for Batum. Pass to Ibaka. Clippers moving the ball around. And George, here we go. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. George has got it all tied up now for the Clippers. Doncic looking it over. And it's sent back by George.
Not going to be Paul George with that move. He's too long and too talented of a defender.
Doncic left side. Second chance shot. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
George finds Leonard. There's the call on James Johnson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Josh Richardson. Dallas calls timeout. They lead by 2. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Kristaps Porzingis.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though, and he ends up making the second, and that narrows the gap to 1. And here is Doncic. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Excellent D there from George. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. Good on the first, and that ties the game up. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in.
He is definitely disappointed. He couldn't put his team up in front, but at least he knotted this one up.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis. And he gets it to go. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
And with that unique combination of size and skill, Porzingis is a dependable late-game scoring option.
Williams dishes to Leonard. Williams inside. Brunson covering. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Up the floor. Here's Porzingis. Yes!
That is world-class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Williams passes to George. Count it!
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
24 seconds left in the game. Brunson with it. Leonard with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. There's Williams. It falls! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
Game on the line. You need a guy who's willing to step up and deliver that sweet loop.
Doncic outside. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. We'll be back shortly live from... And now we get set for overtime in what has been a stirring contest. So Dallas will get the first possession. And away we go here with post-regulation basketball. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. Zubac's no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Yep, that one goes in there.
And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yes, and if you love offense, you're loving this matchup. It's been a highlight reel affair.
Zubac finds Leonard. Outside, George. Back to Leonard. You know, he rips it and jams it right over Porzingis. Wow!
Knowing the situation, Kawhi willing and able to take control. Big bucket.
Doncic outside. Porzingis high post. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That'll be his second foul of the game. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverley comes in for Williams. Richardson, he's checked in for Dallas. Jalen Brunson comes in for Doncic.
Paul George loves these situations. The bigger the moment, the more he wants to deliver.
Outside, Porzingis. A little over a minute and a half gone now here in overtime. Batum against Kleber. A putback. Great positioning on the putback. Finney-Smith's got the lead up to 4 now for the Mavs.
The uncanny ability to time the tip in. He does this night in and night out.
Fast break, Dallas for the finish. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
Who says he's still a young man? Josh Richardson looking like a veteran, handling the pressure with ease.
Leonard on the wing. Back to George. Fires the three. It doesn't go for him. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Richardson outside. Some nice passing here by Dallas. The finish. And it's Beverley missing.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yes, getting a little ahead of himself on that play.
And here's Porzingis for a three. The rebound by Ibaka.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
Porzingis with the steal. Well, for the Mavericks, they can just run out the clock. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Beverley. And again, the turnover by the Clippers.
Boy, if you're the coach, you hate to see that kind of miscommunication between your guys.
So we see the Mavericks get the win here. And they had some nervous moments. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for Deep. Up next, the Lakers take. We welcome you to Noche Enemy. Now a look at the stats for LeBron James.
And guys, I think the grind of the season is catching up with him a little bit. It comes across in his rebounding numbers. Over the past 5 games, they've taken a tumble. He seems to be wearing down a bit. Maybe tonight, though, he can get his legs back under it.
And now the Lakers starting group. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. And for Dallas, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Doncic in at the small forward position. James with it, now guarded by Porzingis. Here's Schroeder. Gasol trying to free himself up. And there's Schroeder. That's good. The assist by LeBron. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. First quarter, just over a minute played. Passes it to Caldwell Pope. Floats it up for James. Porzingis with the steal.
Great job preventing that ball from coming into the post. Might have been an easy 2 if the defense wasn't there.
Well, yeah, high IQ basketball just values the easy assist over a risky shot.
James looking around. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. And it's good for 2.
Powerful, yet effective. James has always done a lot of damage from the mid-range.
And Doncic, here we go.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Caldwell Pope dishes to James. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
They're finding every shot they've wanted so far. Perfect 3-for-3 start.
Doncic outside. Pass to Porzingis. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
No wonder defenses have a hard time limiting Porzingis inside. Just look at that massive wingspan.
Schroeder with the ball. And it's Richardson picking him up. Here's Caldwell Pope. Porzingis with the block. And he's able to get it back. Gasol. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
The soft touch of Gasol. I mean, outstanding in close. He lets the ball glide off his fingertips.
Brunson against Schroeder. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. They get Marc Gasol.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
A different look for Dallas. Johnson, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Corey and Finney Smith comes in for Doncic. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Jalen Brunson.
Oh, you can get spoiled watching him at the line. I mean, you just expect him to make every one, every time.
Here's Caruso, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Caldwell Pope, Porzingis with the rebound. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Johnson, the pass to Hardaway. Richardson outside. To the paint. Here's Porzingis. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
I mean, I flat out, I thought they looked overmatched. I thought they lacked aggressiveness and heart out there.
Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. And the Lakers also making a change. Matthews, he's checked in for Caldwell Pope. So it's the Mavericks now, following the miss by Kyle Kuzma from deep. Johnson kicks to Hardaway. Back to Johnson. He can't hit that time. Good D by Matthews. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Horton Tucker. Lays it up off the glass. 44 seconds left to play in the first. Now Richardson. He's coming off a 16-point game against Oklahoma City.
And we got to talk about his 4 steals on the night. That's a complete performance at both ends of the floor.
Oh, man, such a quick and explosive leap. Cauley-Stein throws it down with ease.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. That free throw, no good. Second free throw, no good. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Marjanovic passes to Burke. Back to Marjanovic. Oh, Kuzma's in position.
And these are shots Kuzma will take all day. He's very confident in his ability to score.
Here's a 1-2. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. It's a tie game in Dallas. And we'll be back. Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vámonos. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
They were just the more aggressive team. Feeding off this crowd's energy.
Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Doncic. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's Cauley-Stein. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Hardaway kicks to Cauley-Stein. Out to Doncic. Offline with his 3.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And James throws it down.
Such blinding speed on the drive. James is a force of nature when he's on the attack.
Doncic looking it over. And it's LeBron James with the rebound.
Look, they say there are no easy finishes in the NBA, but that shouldn't be easy.
And Kuzma slams it in.
So long, so mobile. I love watching Kuzma get out on the break and execute like this.
Dallas calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis is checked in for Cauley-Stein. Marjanovic comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Burke, he's checked in for Hardaway. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. And then for the Lakers, Morris is checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso. Lakers leading by 4. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's Horton Tucker. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Greg, if your system overall for these teams, if the schemes don't seem to be working, how much can you really change before you get to the offseason? Or, in particular, before you get to the playoffs?
It's never easy. A system change would come typically with a coaching change. And the reality is you also have to evaluate the roster, and you can't fit that square peg into a round hole. But whatever your system is, it's got to be catered to the personnel you have. You can't go the other way around, and I think that's what separates oftentimes the good coaches from the great ones.
Here's Porzingis, and he uses the glass on the layup. Porzingis has got 8 points.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Schroeder kicks to Morris. Back to Schroeder. The tray. James, no good. Mavericks trail by 6. Burke, the pass to Brunson. Back to Burke. Pass to Brunson. A pass to Porzingis. 5 to shoot. James with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. The drive by James. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
Yeah, very aggressive. I mean, he takes on the challenge with no hesitation.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 8. And stolen by Burke. And here we go. Burke heading to the hoop. Score the basket. His second of 2 attempts. LeBron outside. He feeds it to Harrell. The shot's good. Harrell's got 4 points in the quarter.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Out left of the wing. Burke kicks to Brunson. To the inside. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Porzingis.
And a little contact won't go a long way against Porzingis. What a display of physicality.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis, and Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Mavericks. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And it was one of those games where it was just hard to get anything going. And you could see frustrations emerge.
I mean, it's hard not to get discouraged on such an off night shooting the ball, but somehow they kept the intensity up. I mean, that was a really gutty win.
Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dallas. Here's McKinney. 11 points for him in that last game against Sacramento. And that one drops. And the Lakers lead by 2.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Doncic passes to Kleber, and Kleber slams it in.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Here's Caruso, guarded by Doncic, and foul on the shot. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, You really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to...
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the... And Kenny, along with the incredible production Luka Doncic gives this game, his leadership...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Porzingis having a dominant impact in this game.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Bringing the physicality. I mean, they kept working it to him, and he kept delivering.
Checking out the group of Frank Vogel to start the second half. LeBron and Kuzma make up the forwards. Then it's Matthews, and it's Marc Gasol, and it's Caruso in at the point. Brunson kicks to Doncic. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Lakers trail. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And here's the break. All going up court. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
A springy guy. Richardson is a great leaper, and he can get way up for it, too.
The Lakers shooting it as well as you're going to see, 67%. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Lakers. Montrezl Harrell comes in for Marc Gasol. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso. And James throws it down.
Oh, powerful presence on the court. It's hard to match James' strength inside.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And here's Brunson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Clock at 6. A pass to Porzingis.
Keep getting it to this man. I mean, once Porzingis catches fire, there is no putting that out.
Schroeder outside. And there's the pass to Kuzma. Lakers working the ball around now. James misses.
Jesus surprises anyone with that miss. When he's left alone like that, you can usually count it.
Brunson kicks to Porzingis. Now, here's Kleber. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back. That one goes in. James has got 12 in the game. The Mavericks leading. Doncic with it. He's averaging just around 28.5 points a game. So many offensive skills in his toolkit. Knocked loose. Matthews with the steal. And here we go. Kuzma heading to the hoop. And there's the whistle. Called a clear path foul there. Yep. And he'll shoot 2 at the line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Ties it up. And this next one could give them the lead. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Theus, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and an up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mention. And shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And again, Dallas turns it over. And the Mavericks making a change here. Doncic is checked in. Marc Gasol's checked in for the Lakers. Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. To the left side wing. Back to Schroeder. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Schroeder outside. Back to Caldwell Pope. Shot clock at 6. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Hardaway with it. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. The drive by Doncic. That shot misses. And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. And it's Schroeder missing.
He's got to do a better job making the D pay for their mistakes.
Here's Hardaway. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Mavericks shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. And he makes the first. Markieff Morris is checked in for the Lakers. Alex Caruso comes in for Dennis Schroeder. He's perfect from the line this time. 1:39 left in the third quarter. Here's Caruso. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Kicks to Caldwell Pope. Here's McKinney. Morris outside. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look, and it's off from three-point range. The Mavericks shooting a smooth 58% from the field. Everything going according to plan for them on that end. Marjanovic passes to Hardaway. On the wing, Doncic. To the middle. Here's Marjanovic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, he just hit a rough patch. He's trying to climb out of it, but he hasn't been successful.
Hardaway against Caldwell Pope. Here's Marjanovic. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Marjanovic has got his second basket of the game.
Now, with all the intensity he plays with, boxing him out is a chore. Tough.
Caldwell Pope on the wing. Another miss by Caldwell Pope. Swiped it away. Passes it to Caruso. Morris kicks to Caruso. Inside, Gasol. Out to Morris. Takes a three. And that one is off. It's not going to go for him. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of three. The Mavericks on top. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, we've got Josh Richardson. Johnson is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot. Morris kicks it over to Schroeder. It's stolen by Johnson. Fast break, Dallas. Porzingis has got the ball. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Lakers trail by 5. Here's LeBron. And James throws it down.
And the way James dominates on the offensive end, making it look effortless tonight.
Now Richardson. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Porzingis passes to Richardson. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Markieff Morris. And here's LeBron outside. The shot, no good. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. They host the Spurs after this one. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. And stolen by Kuzma. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Pass to Kuzma. And good that time.
Awesome at keeping his balance. Sometimes guarding Kuzma is impossible for the defense.
Dallas shooting an efficient 53% from the field. Richardson finds Cauley Stein. Back to Richardson. Over in the corner, Porzingis. Pass to Richardson. 6 on the shot clock. A slam dunk by Richardson.
Right there, you see Richardson's size and length at the rim. Possesses great physical tools.
Schroeder outside. Caldwell Pope for 3. Rebounded by Hardaway.
Look, the more threes he misses, I mean, the more he wants to take. Where they do that at? That's not the right mindset.
And the Mavericks call time here. A different look for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Doncic comes in for James Johnson. And it's Burke in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And then for Los Angeles, Marc Gasol's checked in for Harold. Morris comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go, guys.
LeBron outside. There's the dish to Gasol. Over Richardson. Gasol no good. Mavericks leading by 5. Here's Doncic. And Dallas again with the bucket.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
In perfect timing, with a small lead, they're doing all they can to protect it.
Floats it up for James. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Doncic. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the fourth. Gasol. The shot will not fall. Nice D from Porzingis. Richardson finds Doncic. Back to Richardson. Burke with the bounce pass. Marjanovic passes to Porzingis. Dishes to Doncic. Just 5 on the clock. Throws it up high. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Lakers trail by 7. And here is LeBron. And James throws it down.
Oh, come on, James has made plenty of these shots during his career. He embraces the pressure.
Doncic outside. Here's Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one. LeBron passes to Caldwell Pope. Back to James. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Off target from outside. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
Caldwell Pope against Richardson. From deep. Doncic, no good.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Well, it's tough, man. When you get to this point in the game, you fought hard, did your best, but it just wasn't enough.
Morris passes to Gasol. Marjanovic with it. He's against Morris.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands. Now here's LeBron. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. So thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's good.
Welcome to 2K TV. We have a fun episode for you this week. We're talking All-Star, 2K League Draft, My Team, and more.
First, this weekend is the All-Star Game, which means we have some All-Star trivia for you in this week's 2K TV Interactive, brought to you by Kia.
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups. Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche La NBA.
Kevin, thank you very much.
You're right, Dave. That is scary. Thanks for that one. And let's now take a look at some of the numbers for Paul George.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
And you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
George against Caldwell Pope. Kicks it out to Leonard. Back to George. 6 to shoot. And it's George finishing it off.
PG showing that's a signature dunk from him.
Schroeder looking over the floor. And now just over a minute played here in the first. And yes, it's good.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
Beverly dishes to Ibaka. Back to Beverly. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And Ibaka slams it in.
And not the most flamboyant dunker, but Ibaka goes to the rack with rude intentions nonetheless.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. It's Schroeder with the drive. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Nicholas Batum.
Nothing discourages Schroeder when he's driving towards the rim, does not see things in his way, and he has no problem taking hits on the way.
Do you remember, Greg, if you watched the standings very much when you played?
You know, we were always aware of it, and a lot of that had to do with the goals. I remember early in my career playing for the Knicks, you know, we were trying to win championships, and we talked a lot about home court and having that come postseason time. So you were absolutely aware of where you were because of the goals you set, but I think that also changes depending on who you are as a team. If you're a championship caliber team that's won it, and maybe you're in the midst of a dynasty run, it may not matter as much because you know how good you are and you can win no matter where the venue.
Caldwell Pope against George. Ibaka right side. Leonard finds Beverly. Shot clock at 5. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Ibaka, that's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Here's Schroeder. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Schroeder's got 6 points.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Right side, George. Pass to Batum. Outside, George. And it's George finishing it off.
What's the pick used for? It's used for separation. And Paul George got it there.
LeBron James on the wing. Charity stripe shot. Shooter passes to James. Stolen by Beverly. Goes up. And the rejection by James.
LeBron using his length that time perfectly. When he's in the area, you can't throw up anything lazy.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
The Lakers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. The Clippers in the lead. Williams looking around. Kicks to Morris. Kuzma with the defensive effort.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively. One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
It's Jackson with the drive, and the shot goes down.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
James outside. And the dunk by James.
Now, how much fun is it to watch this guy when he's on one like this? Loves to attack the rim.
Clippers have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Williams passes to Zubats. Now here's Williams. He's guarded closely. The pass to Jackson. From outside the arc. Tries again. And it's Zubats laying it in.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
LeBron, no luck. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated all the talent on this team.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They got Jackson. Marcus Morris is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Williams. And it's Zubats in at the 5, roaming the paint. And there's the foul. There we go on Alex Caruso. That is his first foul of the game. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Jackson kicks to Zubats. Back to Jackson. Passes it to Kennard. And stolen by James.
Wow, you watched the defender, and it looked like he knew that was coming. He made a quick play on it to intercept the ball in the passing lane.
Morris passes to Zubats. The drive by James. That's good. Basket number 5 out of 5 for 8-night shooting.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
Zubats finds Jackson. Back to Zubats. And the dunk by Zubats.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
James outside. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Alfonso McKinney's checked in for James. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And the rejection by Zubac. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Leonard. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. Paul George comes in for Reggie Jackson. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Here's Caruso, defended by Beverley. Looking at the last game for the Lakers, it was a loss to the Kings.
Yeah, you saw the communication breakdowns defensively, just giving up way too many open looks.
Yeah, sometimes you can play good on-ball defense, but it's the help defense that makes you elite. And on that night, nobody rotating and not a lot of help.
Here's Horton Tucker, defended by George. Leonard attacking and finished off by Leonard.
And for a player who didn't enter the league with breakdown ability off the dribble, guess what? Kawhi will break you down.
Here's Caruso, defended by Beverley. Caruso, the pass to McKinney. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game, because I think Giannis is trending in that direction and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
Oh, he'd be brilliant, and
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great human being.
Count it.
He gets really excited about finishing through contact.
George looking around. Trying to get open as Ibaka. And it's George finishing it off.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Here's Caruso, defended by Batum. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Pass to Beverley, back to George. From deep three-point range, Clippers working now with the new shot clock. Lakers trail by 6. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Lakers have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight. That free throw, no good. Some changes for the Lakers. Marc Gasol's checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Morris comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso. And then for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Batum. Luke Kennard comes in for George. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverley.
Oh, what a beautiful pass. And then to catch and finish all in one motion. Stupendous.
An alley-oop like that, Greg, is so rare you just got to take a second and enjoy it. And now the Clippers on the break. Williams is running. It's tipped. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
33. Hello, basket. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 10 points, 2 assists, and that should do it.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. It's been a clinic out there by James.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be
with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marcus Saul is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. That's the Laker 5. And George, here we go. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
Now, Paul George right now invested fully in this game and on both ends of the floor. Relentless on offense thus far.
Caldwell Pope for 3. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Beverly dishes to George. The 3-ball. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. George has got the lead up to 12 now for the Clippers.
Well, Paul George starting to feel real comfortable right now at the 3-point line.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Yeah, the body language right now is not looking good for this basketball team. The game might be out of reach, but they have to avoid mistakes like that.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. It's George on the wing. Marcus Saul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And here are the Clippers now. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. George against Morris. George, no good. Lakers shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. Here's LeBron. It's tipped. Outside, George. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Here's Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
Caldwell Pope finds James to end the run. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
Not sure they realize it's not halftime anymore. 4 attempts, and they're still looking for their first bucket.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka, and it's Williams in for George. Morris passes to Williams. Makes it off the glass. Williams has got his second bucket of the night.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
A 3-time Sixth Man of the Year last season. Lou Williams named his newborn son 6 in honor of his success in that role.
We talked a lot about the Mount Rushmore of the game's greatest players. Maybe we could start to chisel out the sixth men of the year in the NBA. Lou Williams would have to get some serious consideration for that monument.
Now Batum. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Just 4 to shoot. And Gasol comes to help. A shot by Batum. No good. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That's foul number 2 for him. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Luke Kennard comes in for Jackson. Williams with the steal. Lakers on D. It's a 14-point game. Leonard the pass to Zubac. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Kyle Kuzma picks one up. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tool, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
Williams kicks to Leonard. Back to Williams. Down low. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
And when he's aggressive, watch out. Morris finishing through the contact, now going to the line to try and add one more.
And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. Here's Horton Tucker. He's covered by Leonard. Here's Caldwell Pope. Not going to go that time. The Clippers go the other way with it.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Leonard on the wing. Williams up on top. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
Beautiful use of the pick and roll. Sweet Lou, so elusive and so good in those sets.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Horton Tucker. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Over to the left wing. Horton Tucker. The pass to Caldwell Pope. Just 5 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. Horton Tucker's shot is off. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The score. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Here's George, and on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Ivica Zubac is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then it's Paul George, and it's Ibaka in at the center. George against Caldwell Pope. And here's Leonard from 3. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 4 assists now tonight. Here's Caruso. Poked loose. Stolen by Beverly. Lays it in off the breakaway. Beverly's got his first points in this one.
Consistent in finding ways at coming up with steals. Patrick Beverly in the shorts of the opposition.
Here's Harrell. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Outside, George. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Leonard. And George, here we go. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And the league taking steps to discourage teams, Greg, from tossing away seasons in search of high draft picks. Has enough been done, you think, in that regard?
We'll see. I tell you, the idea of a play-in
that's a tough one, isn't it?
For the last few playoff spots, I think that's a good idea, actually. It might keep more teams in the hunt down the stretch. And I think the onus also, if the fans put enough pressure on their teams to try to develop what they have and not always put it on the future, I think that's going to help. But I think you're going to always have a little bit of that moving forward. And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
All night long, in control of the pace, and you don't want to let go of that rope right now.
And the ball goes out of bounds, last touch by Harrell. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Clippers. On Thursday, they'll take on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Then on Sunday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
Mann passes to Patterson. Outside Jackson. Fires from deep. Rebound the Lakers. Harrell's got his 5th rebound in this one. Now here's Caldwell Pope. Tight defense on him. Inside, the feed to Morris. And he banks in the layup.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Here's man. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Well, in the dunk contest, we saw Michael Jordan take on Dominique Wilkins. These days, not as many star players are participating in these skills competitions, like Greg the slam dunk.
I think it's a great point you raised, Kevin, and I think in part because back in that era, you know, the reality is guys didn't make the kind of dollars they make today. And there was more risk, I guess, in the mindset of guys today, and they didn't want to take that challenge on. So I wish we would see more of our stars in the slam dunk contest, but I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately, as much as we'd all like to see it.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth.
Excellent play. Just adding fuel to the fire and really trying to put this one out of reach.
This is what great players try to do. They're not allowing the opposition to gain any. Grab it out of hat.
Capitalizing on the error, grinding out points. You gotta love it.
That's why you can't afford to just turn it over to him, because he's going to do stuff like that to make you pay just right down the throat.
Shooting from Los Angeles, LeBron James.
Free throw good, James. We know the NBA is looking to get rid of the one-and-done rule pretty soon. Adam Silver, Greg, saying he thinks the league can create a better system. Do you think so?
I think they can create a better system for some. I think the growth of the G League, no doubt, is instrumental in that new system. Now these young rookies can get the playing time in lower tier pro games as they continue to develop. But I think still the collegiate game plays a significant role. The experience of going to college, even for a year, can.
You knew something good was coming, Kevin, right? Never get tired of LeBron James in the air doing wonderful things.
And the dunk by James.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
Kabengele passes to man. Now Jackson. 5 to shoot. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. James looking it over. And LeBron throws it down hard.
Wow, LeBron on the roll. This time rocks it.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about David. Thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for Dave.
for the land of the...
Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. Tonight, here's a look at some of the stats for Paul George.
And, guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ibaka, and it's George in at the shooting guard position. And for the Mavericks, Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Powell. Then there's Maxi Kleber. Then it's Josh Richardson, and it's Doncic in at the 2. And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar. Oh, my goodness. Paul George under duress of exceptional defense. No problem.
Richardson right side. On the wing, Doncic. Wide open. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Beverley dishes to George. Back to Beverley. No good there. Nice D from Doncic. Powell against Batum. Here's Porzingis. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, they love to see Powell keep his eyes up and look for his teammates. The more assists they get out of him, the more dangerous their offense will be.
And here we go. Pushing it up. That's good from Doncic on the assist by Porzingis.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. And the dunk by Powell.
Outstanding timing from Powell. Rises up for the forceful alley-oop.
Doncic against George. And Ibaka kicks to Leonard. Lets it go from 14. Porzingis with the rebound.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Powell. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Powell's got his second bucket of the game to go. Greg, too early to start talking about MVP for this year or mid-season?
You know, we've gotten to a point now where we start talking MVP at the start of the season. You know,
yeah, right.
People just love to talk sports at this point, especially when it comes to the most prestigious individual awards out there. I think you can make a case and sway some opinions with your play this time of year, but I like to let it all play out before I start focusing on that.
Things can change in a hurry, can't they, in a season?
Yes, they can.
Like you say, let it play out. Mavericks making a switch here. Hardaway's checked in. And then for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Batum. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverley. Lobs it up for Ibaka, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. So it's Richardson with the jam.
And that's about length. It's about awareness. It's about anticipation. Porzingis able to kickstart the break.
Williams kicks to Leonard, to the paint. George passes to Leonard. No good on that one. And the Mavericks going the other way now. He lobs it up. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Zubac with it. And it's Richardson picking him up. George against Richardson. Now here is George. He's covered closely. Nice D from Porzingis. Richardson outside. There's the pass to Kleber. Porzingis with the ball, defended by George.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Here's Williams, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, the utility of Lou Williams is absolutely tremendous. This guy can start, but he's obviously spent the majority of his career as a sixth man.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Cauley Stein comes in for Maxi Kleber. Trey Burks checked in for Luka Doncic. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Richardson. And then for the Clippers, Morris is checked in for Ibaka. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for George.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Williams in the post. Brunson covering. Williams, that's good.
Well, if Lou Williams is in pick and roll, you know he's thinking score first. Nicely done.
Here's Brunson. An 11-point game for him in the win against Oklahoma City.
And you know, guys, the other thing I really appreciated about his effort in that game was the effort and work on the glass. What a well-rounded performance.
And that one, good.
Not an easy basket for Jackson. He doesn't shoot a really high percentage, but he does make a lot of tough hoops.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Mavericks lead by 2. And we'll get going after this from the American.
Old school basketball, you know.
Now, pound for pound, Greg, Beverly may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Kennard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Williams at the 1 spot. Williams finds Kennard. Back to Williams. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Here's Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Well, you can see Tim Hardaway is in his element right now. This guy is a solid transition player. He knows where to get to.
Well, it was the Clippers. Their last game, a loss to the Wizards in Washington.
And when you watch Hardaway shoot, one thing that stands out, he has a very quick release.
And, Greg, that's what makes the jumper very tough to contest, especially when he's dialing it up from range. You have to stay connected to this guy defensively. It's not easy to do with the other weapons on this team.
Here's Cauley Stein. Johnson left side. Pass to Finney-Smith. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And guys, there's really a fine line between being aggressive and being out of control. And in that one, they crossed the line.
You have got to be a low mistake team in today's NBA, because once those turnovers start piling up, you're giving your opponent too many extra looks.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Cauley Stein. Luka Doncic comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Richardson in for Jalen Brunson.
Well, Luka can get himself into the paint with consistency, and boy, does he make that a high percentage finish.
Batum finds Jackson. Pass to Zubac. Banked in off the glass. Zubac has got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Doncic against Kennard. And Doncic throws it down.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode. 2 fouls already on him. That is not the way to get your minutes per game up.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Porzingis is coming in for Johnson. And it's Maxi Kleber in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for the Clippers. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. And it's good for 2. Richardson's got his second basket.
how about the vision from the young Latvian Porzingis showing he really can read the floor and capitalize.
High post to Baca. Back to Jackson. Porzingis against Ibaka. He dishes it to Batum. 5 on the clock. Back to Ibaka. Doncic with the steal. That's tipped. Stolen by Jackson. And Batum throws it down.
Boy, Ibaka is such a great teammate. This guy is always willing to find the open man.
Doncic kicks to Kleber. Back to Doncic. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
And what a unique career Serge Ibaka has had. Some incredible totals for him over the course of his career.
That's right, Greg. I mean, I think people would be shocked to know Serge Ibaka was the first player ever to make 500 threes and have 1,500 blocks. Hard to imagine nobody had ever accomplished that feat. Give credit to Ibaka. He changed his offense and added the 3-ball.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Ibaka, this is to Jackson. And Ibaka slams it in.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
43 seconds left now here in the second. Porzingis passes to Burke. Back to Porzingis. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
High post to Baca. Williams looking around. It could go, and that one released in time, but no good.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Win or lose, Kenny, the Mavericks have been one of the more stable organizations in the NBA. And
we've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. We've seen Dwight Powell really having a great game.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low. Just great work.
Doncic out there with Richardson. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's Maxi Kleber. And it's Porzingis in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Leonard kicks to Ibaka. Ibaka drawing the double team. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Back to Batum. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
Boy, not on the same page there. And in a possession ball game, that's a big mistake.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dallas. Jalen Brunson comes in for Richardson. I'm glad we got to see the mobile one block once more. What a play.
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is.
Wow, that was a strong dunk.
That is nice.
Don't tell me I'm just a finesse big man. KP with the highlight reel material.
George against Doncic. George dishes to Beverly. To the middle. Porzingis with the steal. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Well, an aggressive player at the rim. Paul George has the kind of athleticism to make a defense look silly.
Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Lob pass to Porzingis. Greg, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys.
Yes,
They're truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Morris is checked in.
Don't you love it when you've got a small forward who can pass the basketball just like Paul George did there? Makes it look easy.
Doncic with it. Working on Zubac. Doncic trying to get open. They get it again. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Mavericks making a switch here. Richardson's checked in. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Lou Williams is checked in for George. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. The Mavericks have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Williams passes to Leonard. Back to Williams. Here's the lob to the hoop. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Pass break, Dallas. And now they decide to foul intentionally. .158 left to play in the third. Runs in the pass to Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Go into the rack with energy. And the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Beverly, the pass to Zubac. Back to Beverly. Rocket 6 to the inside. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, Patrick Beverly making it easy for his teammate to score.
And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. A 2-point game. They host the Spurs after this one. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Hardaway finds Cauley Stein. And here is Marjanovic. Lays it up and banks it in. Marjanovic has got 7 points.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Williams against Brunson. Williams passes to Morris. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Morris has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Brunson scanning the floor. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Here's Leonard. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Here's Cauley Stein. Good, nice job down low. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring. And Tim Hardaway says, you know what? My teammate's open. I'm going to get him the ball.
Here's Beverly. It's rebounded by Dallas. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Mavericks lead by 3. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, we've got Williams. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum, and it's Ibaka, and it's George in at the 2 spot. Johnson, the pass to Kleba. Comes up empty down low.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. But boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
And they go to the intentional foul. A different look for Dallas. Porzingis is checked in for Maxi Kleba. Cauley Stein comes in for Johnson. And it's Burke in for Josh Richardson. And Ibaka kicks to Williams. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
No doubt, keeping it very close. They're going to have to step up even more to get over the hump here.
Doncic dishes to Cauley Stein. That one drops for him.
Make no mistake, guys, the playmaking ability of Luka Doncic is special. Even at a young age, this guy can pick apart a defense.
And that one falls for Cauley Stein. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. The Clippers trail. Batum finds Williams. Back to Batum. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. Williams has got 3 assists in the game. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Cauley Stein's shot is good.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
Here's George. Burke grabs the miss for Dallas. They've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And he lobs it up toward the rim, and Cauley Stein throws it down.
You just throw it up there. Trill Will's going to take care of the rest.
Passes to Ibaka. Back to George. And it's George finishing it off.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And Doncic, here we go. Burke, the pass to Doncic. Here's the teardrop. He lays it in. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
There is this fundamental confidence to what Luka does, and those difficult floaters, no problem.
George against Doncic. George with the bounce pass. Left side, Leonard. And he makes that one. Leonard's got his first basket of the night.
Well, Kawhi Leonard has been in so many big-time situations. How confident is he right there?
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Here's Finney Smith. He's covered by Leonard. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Well, one thing we know, Porzingis is fearless. He had no hesitation on what was a huge basket for them.
He lobs it up, and Cauley Stein throws it down.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
Yeah, you don't see those over and back calls too often because they're just so easy to avoid.
Right, it doesn't happen often. It's kind of a silly mistake. We'll see if they can make up for it on the defensive end.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Cauley Stein. Maxi Kleba comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Josh Richardson subbed in for Luka Doncic. Patrick Beverly is checked in for Los Angeles. Dallas moving it around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Burke. Dallas no good that time either. Clippers trail by 6.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
This is the very definition of desperation time. You've got to score every trip.
Burke with it. The pass to Porzingis. Back to Burke. The shot by Powell, no good. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Marjanovic checked in for the Mavericks. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Morris is checked in. And here's George for three. He's off on that one. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Marjanovic kicks to Kleber. Paul George with the steal.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
And they've got to be efficient with the clock. Quick score, quick foul.
It's good. And that shot brings them to within just one.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch. And he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
Kleber, the pass to Richardson. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his third foul of the game.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
Launches a three. Missed. So it's a narrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the W. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. The busy freeways of Los Angeles, a hallmark of this sprawling metropolis. Looking now at some numbers for LeBron James.
And guys, I think the grind of the season is catching up with him a little bit. It comes across in his rebounding numbers. Over the past 5 games, they've taken a tumble. He seems to be wearing down a bit. Maybe tonight, though, he can get his legs back under it.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Richardson is out there with Burke, and it's Doncic in at the 3. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the 1. Well, we all know, Clark, the travel in the NBA is just exhausting. It's just incredible how many miles these teams rack up.
Kevin, I tell you, some of the old-timers would say, hey, they travel in charter planes today and 5-star hotels. They haven't seen anything as far as rough travel. But you're right, it takes a toll. But players are well accustomed to navigating the cadence and rhythm of traveling and still being ready to play.
Here's Porzingis, the second effort, and it's good on the layup. Porzingis has got his second bucket.
Porzingis doing a nice job using that length to clean up the glass nicely.
LeBron with it. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. Porzingis with the block.
Boy, Porzingis doing a nice job staying in position and then using his reach to block shots.
Burke can't get it to go. And here's James. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Schroeder with the ball. Now guarded by Porzingis. Here's LeBron. Gasol laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
There is a bunch to appreciate about LeBron's game. His passing is off the charts. Just look at that feed.
Now here's Richardson. He's coming off a 16-point game against Oklahoma City.
And he didn't take any plays off at the defensive end. I mean, he wound up with 4 steals on the night.
One of the things I love most about Luka Doncic, his court recognition and awareness. This guy is so sharp and alert, understands how to play.
Caldwell Pope passes to Gasol. Schroeder outside, 5 on the clock. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Pass to Porzingis. Doncic looking it over. Back to Porzingis.
You know, that's not an easy assignment, as Porzingis showed there. He's a lot to handle.
First trip to the line for him here. That free throw good from Porzingis. And the Mavericks with some changes. James Johnson's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Trey Burke. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Josh Richardson.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Here's Caruso. Brunson covering. Down low. Here's Harrell. Second shot opportunity. No good. Nice D from Porzingis. The Mavericks leading, and it's the Mavericks on the break. Doncic leading the charge. Johnson a wide open look. Tries again. Pass to Brunson. Back to Doncic. The pass to Brunson. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Rebound by Harrell.
Well, the defense refusing to give up anything easy. Love seeing that kind of intensity.
And Kuzma has it in the corner. Brunson against Caldwell Pope. The feed to Harrell. Second chance shot. Doesn't go for him. Now Dallas takes it the other way. The Lakers beat them last time when these two teams met in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and last time out, they sort of shot themselves in the foot with the foul trouble. That was what led to them having such an ugly scoreline.
The foul trouble was a big chunk of it. I mean, it's hard to mount a comeback when all your key guys, your main players, are watching from the bench.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Caruso, the pass to Harrell. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
And improving as a shot maker every year. Harrell has to be accounted for defensively.
Now Brunson. An 11-point game for him in the win against Oklahoma City.
And he also dominated the glass out there. He hit the boards hard and often.
Here's Caruso. Brunson covering. 27 seconds left in the first quarter. Caldwell Pope for 3. Rebounded by Hardaway. Dallas leading by 4. A pass to Porzingis. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Boy, what an athlete this Porzingis kid is, man. I tell you, you put the rock anywhere near him, and he's going to throw it down.
Here's Caruso. There's the dish to Harrell. Shoots the 3, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. A big-time effort for Porzingis, providing a lot of... A little bit earlier, we had a chance to chat with Kyle Kuzma.
You know, for me, it's super cool. Just.
Well, Kuzma, Greg, has certainly learned a lot, proficient at the offensive end, and adding more to his game every day.
Yeah, I mean, he's been focused on improving the defense and rebounding, and much of that is due to the players he's been surrounded by.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at the Lakers. LeBron and Kuzma make up the forwards. Then it's Matthews. Then there's Harrell. And it's Caruso in at the 1 spot. LeBron against Hardaway. James, no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Matthews with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Basket counts. James has got his first points of the night.
Yeah, you know, LeBron plays a very mistake-free game, usually in the open court. And when he's out on the break, the points are almost a guarantee.
Back to Brunson. Richardson outside. Back to Brunson. Pass to Cauley-Stein. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Cauley-Stein's got the lead up to 6 now for Dallas. Hardaway against LeBron. Outside Matthews. Floats it up for James. Matthews finds James. It's Matthews on the wing. Richardson cover. 11 feet away. And Harrell slams it in.
The dogged intensity Harrell has is just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
Richardson outside. Greg, you and I talk about the big man, his role in the current NBA, and how they can possibly carry the standard for the great centers before them. You played with the great one in Patrick Ewing, so you have a great appreciation, I would think, for.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I think two guys kind of separated themselves a little bit. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, I think, are the two guys that stand out for me because of their ability, in essence, to do everything well. They can shoot it, they pass it, they can shoot it from the free throw line, they give you rim protection. I throw Rudy Gobert up there as an elite center as well. Doesn't have the offensive impact that those guys have, but he does impact the game as well.
3 young, dynamic centers. Those are good names.
You really got to admire the reach of Gasol. He's excellent at utilizing those long arms of his to turn away shots.
The jump hook. Mavericks with the rebound.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
James finds Morris. At the elbow, it's Gasol. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. The Lakers making a switch here. McKinney's checked in. And Dallas also making a switch. Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Doncic passes to Powell. And here is Morris. 11 points last game. Gasol with it. He's picked up by Doncic. To the paint. Here's Morris. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got his 5th rebound in this one. There's the lob to the hoop. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Richardson, always productive, outworks the defense there and gets his shot.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth.
He could have messed that up trying for a big slam. Nice work going to the layup.
13 feet away. Mavericks with the rebound. Porzingis has got his 6th rebound on the night. Floats it up for Doncic. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. McKinney passes to Horton Tucker. Los Angeles with another miss. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It was all Kristaps Porzingis in the first quarter. He had 14 points, 2 blocks. And that...
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. And it's been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
As impressive as the block totals are from him early on, they don't even tell the whole story. He's changed countless others.
Yeah, you know, he's been up in the air so often, he's been absolutely a pest on the defensive end.
On the floor for Dallas, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Burke is out there with Richardson. And it's Doncic in at the 3, the small forward. Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. Count it. McKinney's got his first basket of the night.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Back to Gasol. 4 on the shot clock. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for Dallas. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. They host the Spurs after this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Back to Richardson. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That's his first foul. James checked in for the Lakers. Then for the Mavericks, Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Doncic. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Richardson. James. Oh, what a dunk!
Nothing out of the ordinary there for LeBron. I mean, insane athleticism.
Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. And no good. So the Lakers will take it the other way. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
James against Hardaway with the shot. Kleber with the rebound.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
And that one's good. Marjanovic.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Hardaway against LeBron. To the middle. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to 6, and the bucket from Marc Gasol.
They found a nice groove in this half, starting out 3 for 4.
Brunson with it. No points in the game yet for him. Burke the pass to Marjanovic. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Harrell, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Alex Caruso comes in for Dennis Schroeder. Lakers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. LeBron kicks to Caruso. Back to James. It's stolen by Marjanovic. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Porzingis is coming in for Maxi Kleber, and it's Richardson in for Burke. Hardaway with a wide open look. Dallas again missing.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
And Harrell steps it in.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down.
Well, I tell you what, that's the play we'll remember if they can put together a little surge to break this game open.
Here's Brunson. Lays it up off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And so they foul intentionally. Alfonso McKinney's checked in for LeBron. Then for the Mavericks, Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Doncic comes in for Hardaway. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Earl high post. Pass to McKinney. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Not sure what he was thinking about with that pass. Just sailed it right out of bounds.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Dallas. 58 seconds left in the third. Richardson outside. Passes it to Finney-Smith. Inside, and stolen by Kuzma. Here's Horton Tucker, and he gets the bucket. Horton Tucker's got his first basket.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Doncic outside. Back to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, that is grown man ammonia strength from Porzingis there. How can defenders stop that?
Caruso looking for an opening. Kuzma, right side. Here's McKinney. And the rejection by Cauley Stein. And we've reached the end of the third. The Mavericks on. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. We've got Matthews. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Harrell. And it's McKinney in at the 3 spot. That's the Laker 5.
And Cauley Stein, so explosive around the rim. Hard to defend without fouling.
Cauley Stein hits them both. Lakers trail by 8. Here's Caruso. Down low. Here's Harrell. Mavericks with the rebound. Now here's Brunson. Marjanovic kicks to Finney-Smith. Back to Marjanovic. And stolen by Harrell. Now the Lakers on the break. Matthews leading the charge. The pass to Caruso. And here's Kuzma. Five to shoot. High post try. The rebound by Marjanovic.
I wouldn't say that's exactly his spot now. I mean, and you can see why.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And finished off by LeBron.
Yeah, first and foremost, he's a pass-first team player, as Caldwell Pope. Love seeing that.
Dallas calls timeout.
And although it seems like KCP will never be a huge factor on offense, he can still give you valuable points and also that spacing he can provide out on the floor.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and it's a valuable tool kit that he has because he can provide some playmaking and shot making and spacing of the floor. And he's also become more efficient as an offensive player. But he does know and recognize that his strength is at the defensive end. His athleticism, mobility, and versatility. And offense is tertiary to his contributions.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. His point to them was that they put themselves in a position to succeed and that this is their game to lose.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis is checked in for Marjanovic. Maxi Kleber comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Trey Burke subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And the shot is good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And Doncic, here we go. LeBron with the block.
This is what makes LeBron so special. He does it at both ends. Great tenacity on defense.
And the Lakers making a change here. Harrell's checked in, and Dallas also making a switch. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Doncic against James, and no good. The dry spell continuing for him. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Pass to Harrell. Floats it up for James. Porzingis with the steal.
And great job preventing that ball from coming into the post. Might have been an easy two if the defense wasn't there.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they defended the rim, as they've challenged every shot and also gotten quite a few blocks as well. And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot, and when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Doncic dishes to Powell. The drive by Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
Luka does not back away from the big stage, guys. This young fella loves to be center stage in the biggest moments.
Caldwell Pope outside. He feeds it to Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
And after all that time, finally, they've been able to tie it up here in the fourth quarter. What a comeback, and what a finish we have in store.
And their greatest enemy during that comeback was the clock, but they can finally stop worrying about time and start thinking about how to win this thing now.
Shot clock at 6. Good work defensively by Morris. Here are the Lakers. They're on a 12-4 run right now. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dallas.
Well, they're having major trouble dealing with LeBron.
This isn't a done deal yet, but they have got to move quick.
They've got to go all out trying to force a turnover here.
Good! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game? Yes.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Doncic against LeBron.
It's in! Elevating his aggressiveness and level of play in moments like this. LeBron, as clutch as they come.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Misses the tray. And so it's the Lakers who come out on top here. What? All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
This year, the All-Stars are headed to Atlanta for the big event. When was the last time the NBA All-Star Game was hosted by Atlanta?
Was it the year 2000, 2001, 2002, or 2003? It has been a minute.
Definitely.
The busy freeways of Los Angeles. And we've got time.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. And now the Lakers starting group. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the point guard position. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Ibaka. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the point. Now here's Beverly. At the elbow, it's Ibaka. Back to Beverly. Clippers moving the ball around. Outside, George, 6 to shoot. Back to Ibaka. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Greg, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year when you know you're on a championship contending team?
You know, some of that I think depends on the leadership you have in your locker room. Certain guys just keep everybody engaged and motivated. And you know what? You've got to break the season down into chapters to help yourself with the motivation, because sometimes that season can be so long and it's hard to stay focused in the present when you start thinking about the postseason.
I agree. Here's Beverly, and that one is stuffed right through.
The deceptive athleticism of Beverly, just really going right at the rim with his dunking ability.
No one near James as he lets it go. Hits the three-point bomb.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. George against Caldwell Pope. And Serge Ibaka, the bucket on the assist by George.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Here's LeBron, and the layup's good off the glass. LeBron's got 5 points so far.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Here's James. 5 points in the game. Schroeder dishes to James. Back to Schroeder. To the middle. James kicks it over to Schroeder. Just 5 on the clock. LeBron passes to Caldwell Pope. Count the basket.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 22-point game against Washington. To the inside. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
LeBron outside. Feeds it to Gasol. Baseline jumper, and the Lakers tack on 2 more. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Beverly dishes to Batum. Pass to Leonard. It's George on the wing. Rejected by Gasol.
Got to be wary of Gasol. I mean, he's good at using his length to turn away shots.
LeBron with the bucket. Here's George. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. From deep. LeBron grabs the miss. Lakers leading by 5. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Zubac is checked in for Batum. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. A different look for the Clippers. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Ibaka. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for George.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
An easy pass turns into a terrible turnover. And that's a possession wasted.
This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
They get it back. Harrell, that's good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Jackson finds Williams. Back to Jackson. 56 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Got a piece of it. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Caruso. Throws down the breakaway jam.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah, true. But now it's about sustaining their energy and maintaining the focus.
Now here's Williams. His last outing, 16 points for him. Kennard, the pass to Zubac. They need this. Can't get it to fall.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against them. That's just great work inside.
Kuzma can't get it to go. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 10-point game. And the dunk by Zubac.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
Here's Caruso. To the paint. Here's Harrell. Good work defensively by Morris. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their lead. Well, Greg, we know he's already a solid scorer, but Kyle Kuzma's
biggest area of growth would definitely be.
Now, having played with superstars, Kuzma is learning what it takes to win.
He's getting only so many shots per game, so I applaud him for finding other ways to contribute to his team with an eye toward the greater goal.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for the Clippers right now. Oh, that was an impressive throwdown.
Last. Woo. Well, you have to admire the creativity. I mean, Kuzma, when he gets a chance for a highlight reel, he'll make a poster.
Passes to Zubac. He dishes it to Morris. Pass to Williams. To the inside. Here's Zubac. Clock is at 3. And the rejection by Harrell. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. LeBron, he's checked in for the Lakers. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. The Lakers making a switch here. Lakers leading by 10. James looking around. Down low, Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
Oh, you gotta love the intelligence of James. He understands the game like few others. I mean, spots the open man with ease.
George against Caldwell Pope. That one's in there. The Lakers lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Paul George. Greg, I know you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to affecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. LeBron's got 4 assists in the game. Now, here's George. And there's the pass to Ibaka. George against Caldwell Pope. 18 feet out. George, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Caldwell Pope finds James. And they double up James. Lakers passing it around. But they recover it. Here's Gasol. And the rejection by Leonard.
And just a big-time shot-blocking threat. Leonard's instincts on defense are just mind-boggling. Knows when to go after the blocks. Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Tipped away. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
And Caldwell Pope is a guy you cannot leave open at any time. Just a very good shooter from any spot on the floor.
So, for the Clippers, Kevin Gelly's checked in. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for George.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
It's Kuzma penetrating. And Kuzma slams it in.
Takes some strength to finish through that kind of contact. And Kuzma's definitely put in his share of work in the weight room.
Outside Williams. The Lakers with the rebound. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Well, how often do we hear, you got to take care of the basketball? I mean, they got to be much more disciplined tonight.
And the Lakers making a change here. Morris is checked in.
This is the kind of teammate Batum is. You like seeing him share it like this.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Horton Tucker. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Gasol with it. Leonard picks him up. Shot clock at 5. Horton Tucker's shot is off.
He doesn't get the finish, but the D's got to be quicker to rotate and stop him from getting to the rim.
And the basket is good. Leonard's got his second basket.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
And that's the final possession with the nice defense. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to... It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They lead by 11. Jack, what was your... And that does it for our halftime.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been a clinic out there by James.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
Checking out the group for Frank Vogel to start the second half. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marcus Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the 1. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
A sensational speed from James, a force of nature in the open court with his combination of quickness and athleticism.
Pass to Leonard. In the corner, George with it. They get a hand on it. Gasol with the steal. James with it. Leonard picks him up. That's tipped.
And Beverly just goes all out on defense, which is what allows him to come up with these rejections.
A second chance effort. LeBron, good. LeBron's got 13.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
To the middle. It's deflected. Gasol with the steal. Here's Caldwell Pope. Fishes it down to finish the break.
Look at Morris break down the defense on this play. If they leave one of his guys open, he's going to get it to him fast.
And George kicks to Batum. And it's George finishing it off.
Who knows what this score would look like if he wasn't on his game tonight.
LeBron outside. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
His energy level has never dropped in this game. I mean, he's working his tail off. And the D is struggling to keep up.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Batum. Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Kennard in for Paul George.
For all those people waiting for LeBron to start showing his age, you might not want to start holding your breath. This man's got a lot of time left in this thing.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Kyle Kuzma. That'll be his second foul of the game. Inside, Beverly. And the call. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Schroeder dishes to Harrell. And Harrell slams it in.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Just a dream scenario for them so far. Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Ibaka finds Beverly. Right wing. Clippers moving the ball around. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
Williams against Schroeder. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Lakers lead by 18.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Williams passes to Morris. It's stolen by Schroeder. Fast break, the Lakers. Here's McKinney. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Harrell.
And that's a gift if I've ever seen one. They've got to communicate much better out there.
A different look for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And Paul George is subbed in for Jackson. The Lakers also with a sub, Alex Caruso. He's checked in for Dennis Schroeder. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
You know, there are differing opinions as to who the best defensive player in the league is, but no matter what, Kawhi is always in the discussion.
1:05 left in the third. Lakers leading by 16. Caruso looking for an opening. Floats it up there for Harrell. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. Zubac kicks to George. Outside Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Count that one. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
Here's Caruso. He's guarded by Williams. Pass to Harrell. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubac has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Caruso. He's guarded by Williams. Harrell down low. Over Morris. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And both free throws good for Harrell. Now George. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. And they're winning the... And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great vision. He's a gifted passer. Has his finger on the pulse of this offense.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. Lou Williams out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Batum in at the power forward position. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Bucket is good. Morris has got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for the Lakers.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Pass to Zubac. Right side Leonard. Back to Zubac. Greg, we're seeing the game evolve. We're seeing more and more big men displaying perimeter skills. Do you like that? Or is there a part of you that misses those days when it all played out inside the lane in a very condensed area?
Listen, Kev, I think the game has kind of evolved on from the impact that the bigs had on the interior, but not the impact that they're having on the game. The reality is the game just doesn't stand still. And now as a big, you've got to have far more versatility. You got to be able to play in space. And as a fan, I just find the game to be more appealing to watch with the freedom of movement, the flow, and more of the skill set being put on display.
I agree. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Serge Ibaka has checked in for the Clippers. Outside, Batum makes it off the glass.
Oh, what balance from the veteran. Even when Batum gets hit, he's skilled at staying in control.
Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. Lets a floater go, and he's able to get it back. Lock at 6. To the paint. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Nice, and you can't forget about the bunnies on Caldwell Pope. I mean, this guy is definitely looking to slam it down whenever he gets an opportunity.
And that one's good, George.
Oh, they've tailored their offense around him, and let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
James way outside. The rebound by Ibaka.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Alex Caruso.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
LeBron against Leonard, and it's Paul George with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Schroeder. It's stolen by Ibaka.
Yeah, they're starting to go in the wrong direction in terms of turnovers. It's slowly becoming a problem.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Ibaka comes with the double team. There's the feed to Caldwell Pope. Down low. Morris, no good. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. And that one's good. Leonard.
High drama here, guys. I mean, they've managed to get hot just when it looked like this thing was out of reach.
Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Schroeder outside. He kicks to Caldwell Pope. 4 on the clock. And here's Morris for 3. And again, the Lakers no good. Clippers trail by 10. Outside for Batum. Outside Leonard. Oh, he just jams it right over LeBron. Wow.
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
James against Leonard, and the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for the Lakers. 1:24 left in the fourth quarter. And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And you can tell he feels he should have had it still. The hustle was impressive.
James dishes to Harrell. Just 5 to shoot. Back to James. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. LeBron's got 20.
You got to be in awe of James, an offensive juggernaut. He's caught fire here tonight.
Beverly finds George. And it's George finishing it off.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
James with it. Back to Caldwell Pope. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Here's Schroeder. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. They're just a total team effort.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. And the pass to Schroeder. Back to James. Three-pointer. The shot comes out. And here's George for 3. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.